Hi everyone. In this video, I'm going to go over Qwen, and Qwen is kind of an alternative to ChatGPT or Google Gemini, and it's also kind of like DeepSeek in that it's Chinese. It's a very useful tool. It can do a lot of things, and let's get started. Okay, so if you go to Qwen.ai, it's likely going to redirect to chat.qwen.ai, and you're able to use it without an account, although I recommend using an account. And you might see a pop-up like this that says basically you can stay logged out, you can log in or sign up, and I recommend you making an account just so you'd be able to save what you do. Okay, and I made a free account, and you can, it'll probably look something like this when you first use it, and this is sort of the blank canvas. And if you previously had other chats, you should be able to see the other chats you had on the left-hand side, kind of like in ChatGPT or Google Gemini. And real quick about Qwen, I think Qwen is interesting. So Qwen is made by Alibaba Cloud, and Alibaba.com is one of the best sites for basically finding a supplier for almost anything. So let's say you wanted to find a supplier for Arduino kits. Most likely the supplier is based in China, but you can find almost anything on Alibaba.com, and you can think of Alibaba Cloud as kind of like AWS is for Amazon. So Amazon is a website for e-commerce, but AWS is kind of like what Alibaba Cloud is. And Alibaba right now is worth about 330 billion USD. So yeah, it's worth a lot. It's one of the biggest Chinese companies. And one of the really coolest things, one of the things I like the most about this is under the About, it tells you what Qwen's vision is. And I'll just read one or two sentences. It says, Qwen is a research team dedicated to developing AGI models that will shape the future of humanity. Our mission is to create omni and smart models that are safe and responsible while making AGI accessible to the global community through open source initiatives. So I think that's very interesting. And they put links here to their GitHub, and I don't actually know what that website is, Modelscape, but they have a Hugging Face, and they have GitHub, and they have a LinkedIn page, which is interesting. Okay, so I want to show you a previous question I asked it. I asked it about a complicated question. I asked it, discuss the impact of artificial intelligence on job automation. And it's a simple question, but it's complicated. And I think it gave you a great answer. So I'll just read the first part here. It says, the impact of artificial intelligence, AI, and job automation is a topic of significant importance and debate, as it has far-reaching implications for the global economy, workforce, and society. So that's true. And I think that's a great answer. So job displacement and job creation. So a lot of people are going to lose their jobs, unfortunately, and get replaced by AI or robots. But a lot of other people may also, it may create jobs. So especially these types of jobs are going to be in high demand. AI engineers, machine learning specialists, and data analysts. And overall, I think it gives a really great answer. And then later on, if you want to, you can actually share this, which I think is very interesting. So if you wanted to share it with people, you can do this. You can copy the link. And so this is what it looks like if you're sharing it with another person. So they don't need to be logged in. I'm not logged in with any account here. And this was from the share link. And the actual output, you can click on copy, regenerate. You can give it feedback, good response, bad response. But I think copy is one of the most useful, and it gives you markdown text. And I'll show you what it looks like. Okay, so this is what the markdown text looks like. And you can save it as markdown, or as a text file, as a .md or .txt file. It doesn't really matter. And if you want this formatted, you can use a website like Markdown to HTML and copy it into Google Docs or something like that. So this is Markdown to HTML, and what you can do is you can copy the Markdown, and then you can this converts it to HTML, which you can use for Google Docs. And then what you can do is you can paste it in there. It doesn't have to be Google Docs, but Google Docs is one of the bigger ones. So this is what it looks like formatted. And yeah, and sometimes, like with ChatGPT, you might be able to actually just directly copy the output like this. And let's delete this here. Sometimes with ChatGPT, you can copy the output directly and then paste it into Google Docs, but here it just seems to do Markdown. So you can just convert it to Markdown, then copy it, and then paste it into Google Docs or whatever you use. Okay, so let's go back here. So one of the blank page, the blank canvas. So this gives you a lot of different options. You can create image, code, make a plan, news, create video, analyze image, and I want to go over create image, create video. So I've created an image, I tried to create a video, let's see if it even worked, and I'll try to do analyze image and then maybe make a plan. So I gave it the idea to create an image of a polar bear playing with a dog. This took more than a minute to make, but I think this is really very high quality. And you can also download the image on your computer, and you can share it just like you could share the chat. And this is what the image looks like when I download it to my computer. So I think the polar bear looks very, very realistic, very high quality. The dog I can sort of tell is AI generated, but I think soon AI generation for images will get so good that it's basically indistinguishable from reality. And one of the cool things I love about this image is that this requires a lot of background knowledge. One is that what a polar bear looks like, what a dog looks like. Also that the polar bears live in the Arctic Circle, where it's really cold, and this looks like snow and ice. And yeah, so I think this just really does look quite wonderful, and it looks like a very good image in my opinion. So I'm just going to show you one image because it actually took a while to generate that image. And I also tried to tell it create a video of a robot playing basketball with a bear. And unfortunately, this has just been taking like a really, really long time to make. And I guess maybe I'll come back to this one more time right before the video is over. But this does seem to be taking a really, really long time, but that is okay. Because generating a video could be quite a lot of images to generate. Okay, so let's try this here. Let's go analyze image, and I want to, let's see here. So I'm going to upload an image of a panda. Okay, so this is an image of a panda. I believe I got this from Pexels, the website. And I didn't give it the name panda in the file name because I didn't want to sort of bias it. I just gave it the name image.jpg. What I want to do is upload the image and see if it's able to recognize it's a panda image. Okay, so unfortunately it won't let me upload images. That's unfortunate. But that's okay. So maybe the free version won't let you upload images or files, but that's okay. Alright, so let's try out make a plan. Make a plan, let's say to start a business. Make a plan to start a business. I think this is a good idea. So it talks about self-assessment and idea generation. Define your business model. Create a business plan. I think that's a good idea. and then talks about the legal. So anytime you open a bank account, anytime you open a company, you're probably going to want legal protection, and that means making a company. And one of the things I've noticed about Qwen is that it's a little bit slower than other things like ChatGPT or Google Gemini or Hugging Chat sometimes, but I do think that it's still very good. And one of the really cool things about Qwen is that it's also available on Hugging Chat. If you go to huggingface.co/chat, you make an account at Hugging Chat, you can use the Qwen 2.5-72 billion model. So I think that's really cool. And there's a Hugging Face page at huggingface.co/Qwen. So if you want to download a lot of their models or see some of their technical papers, for example, here they have a paper. So they put their paper on archive.org. I actually don't know how to pronounce this, but arxiv.org. So they give a really interesting paper. And anyway, and they also have a GitHub page, so you can see a lot of their repositories. And their Qwen 2.5 model has 16.1 thousand stars, which I think is quite good. And you can sort by this here. So let's sort by stars. So their their most popular one has 17,000, and then they also have Qwen 2.5 VL. And so you can check out these if you like. But if you're not interested to use ChatGPT, or excuse me, if you're not interested to use Qwen on Hugging Chat, you can go to Qwen.ai, and it's very useful. And their page on Hugging Face, yeah, if you want to download the models and the code, you can do that here, and you can also get the code on GitHub. All right, and I think, again, the Qwen is a very interesting website. And let's go one more chat before I end this video. So let's try, let's say get advice. Give me advice for starting a successful SaaS, software as a service, company in 2025. And let me see, I'd like to see what its output is. So we'll come back to that in just a moment. And then it finished its output for how to start a business, and it gives some final thoughts. So starting a business requires dedication, flexibility, and willingness to learn, and it gives a really good plan. So I like this. It gives you a timeline, month 1 to 2, and so on. Prioritize self-care. I love that. And this is still working here. Okay, so this is fantastic. Build a minimum viable product. If you ever read a book about starting with a lean company, like starting small basically and building up, many groups are going to talk about having an MVP. For example, Y Combinator and other top books about starting a lean corporation. So leverage no-code, low-code tools. Okay, so I think this is wonderful. Differentiate your offering, and so on. So this is a great output. Okay, so as a summary of this video, I asked it some complicated questions. For example, about the impact of AI on job automation. It generated a wonderful image of a polar bear playing with a dog. It gave some interesting output for starting a business. I tried to have it make a video, but it didn't work. I guess it's maybe it had some error. Okay, so Qwen.ai is a fantastic tool. Highly recommend you check it out. If you like this video, please follow and subscribe. See you in the next one. Thank you.